All right, you guys, first things first, Merry Christmas. I hope that you are having a wonderful holiday with the people you love, with your family. And since it's such a special day, we're going to do something kind of fun in this episode. So I thought I would share my top 5 favorite Christmas movies and a money lesson from each of them. And make sure to stick around to let me know in the comments whether your favorite Christmas movie made the list. But before I dive in, I want to tell you about one of my favorite games. And if you still have Christmas that you need to buy for, maybe after today, like family and stuff that you're traveling to, get this game. This game is called Tapple, and it is so much fun, you guys. This is a game that people basically of all ages can play, especially if your kids know how to read. That's kind of an important part of it. But it's a category game where you have to think of a word within a category, put down the letter of the letter that the word starts with down on the board, and everyone goes around. You take turns on different teams, and there's a timer, so it's kind of competitive. You have to think on your feet, and it really is so much fun. So make sure to create great memories with your family and grab Tapple at Walmart. All right, my first favorite Christmas movie, probably of all time, is Christmas Vacation. Oh my gosh, I love this one. This is one of these movies, I think it just gets funnier with time. Like the more life you live and the more life experiences you have with family and kids and stuff, it just makes Clark Griswold near and dear to my heart. So one of the lessons, though, that we all could learn from Christmas Vacation is to never spend your holiday bonus before you have it. Remember old Clark? He was so mentally prepared to give the family a pool. He dreamed about it, saw it in the backyard, and instead of getting money for a pool, he ended up getting Jelly of the Month Club instead.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
So sad. Cousin Eddie came to the rescue, though, so everything was fine. But it is amazing, especially if you're working on a budget and you're expecting something, you need to make sure you actually get the money. Like it actually hits your accounts. And that's what you're budgeting off of. And I think it's hard, especially if you're on commission, because this has happened to me, that some months you're like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a great month. And me, I've already spent the money in my head. I know exactly what I'm gonna do with it. And then you end up getting, the email with your commission. You're like, oh, yep, definitely not what it was gonna be, what I thought. So again, make sure not to spend money until you actually have the money. And that's one reason I love Every Dollar, because it helps us stay on budget. All right, the next money lesson is from Elf.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal.
I think Elf has topped everyone's favorite movie list when it comes to Christmas movies, because Buddy the Elf, he's just so wonderful and so lovable, and it's based in New York City, which I love too. But if you remember, he bought his dad a lingerie set that was advertised in the mall for someone special, and he lifts it up and there's like feathers and stuff. It's so funny, so great. Buddy's heart was such in the right place. But I think there's a couple lessons we can learn here. Number one, don't fall for the holiday advertising. They're gonna make you feel like you need it and you want it and everyone's gonna love it, and you see it at the mall and you think, oh, absolutely. So don't fall for that. And number two, make sure you're not just wasting your money on a gift for somebody that you know they're probably not going to use or don't even want. It is amazing how much giving is part of the season, which is so important, right? Your generosity and all of that is so huge. You don't want that to go to waste. So make sure what you're actually buying, the person you think is actually going to use and like. And so it's amazing how sometimes we can just go and get something real quick and not just do it just to do it, but put some thought into it. And that's going to honestly make your gift go further. All right, the third money lesson that comes from another classic, Home Alone. Lost in New York, specifically. So I love the scene when he checks in at the Plaza Hotel and they take out the credit card charger. I don't even know what it is. And it's like chunk, chunk. And you can hear it and see it. And then later when they go and figure out the numbers of the credit card and it says, fraud, it's been stolen. So all that to say, listen, the credit card we see everywhere, even in the movie, but make sure that you're not spending on your credit card. And also make sure when you're using your debit card that you don't go into the red, because this can be very tricky. A lot of people pay a lot in overdraft fees. So make sure that you are staying within the money you have in your account. Again, this is one reason I love Every Dollar, because you can track your transactions. You can see how much is in your checking account, because nobody wants to regret all their holiday spending in January when a massive bill comes in the mail from the credit card company. So nix the credit cards. And if you use a debit card, which is what I want you to do, make sure you don't overdraft on it. All right, the fourth money lesson comes from The Santa Claus. Such a sweet movie. And that is to not overcommit this Christmas. Don't put a lot of stress on yourself just because it's what everyone does. If you remember at the beginning of the movie, Tim Allen's character tries to make a fancy Christmas dinner and he ends up burning it, catching on fire.
It's done.
I know he was trying to do a really great thing for his son and create great memories, but sometimes if you just don't know what you're doing, it creates a bigger mess. So take the stress out, do what you can, commit to what you can, leave some margin in your schedule and in your budget to actually enjoy the season. All right, the fifth money lesson comes from The Grinch. So I know this may sound a little cliche, but it's true, you guys. Don't be selfish. Christmas is really about the people you are spending your time with. And the Who's even proved this at the end when they're all holding hands and singing. And they love all the gifts and the festivities that come along with Christmas, but they also know what truly matters. And remember, their great example inspired the Grinch to change for the better. So this is a great reminder for us this season to remember what it's all about. And your example is big for the people in your life. They're watching you. So there's going to be a lot of hustle and bustle and stress and overspending, but you don't have to have that mindset. Just invest in the people that you love, cherish those memories with them because that is what is priceless. So, y'all, it's going to be a great Christmas. I love today. It's probably my favorite holiday. It really is. I love it so much. So I'm curious what your favorite Christmas movie is. So leave it in the comments because right now, let's be honest, I'm probably at home watching a Christmas movie with my family because it's one thing that we love to do. So I'm wishing you and yours a joyful, peaceful Christmas today. And I cannot wait to see what next year brings for you and your money. So remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.